Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I have the finale for you for the 2021 whole collection project path. Well, as I'm sure you guys know, in this project I've been working on 5 products that were like more long-term and 5 products that I was trying to just use for 10 uses. Pretty excited kind of when I look at all the products that I worked through this year, even though there have been some projects in here for a really long time as well. But let's take a look at that together. Let's first go through the 10 products that I have been working on still, and then let's do a little summary of how I've been doing in this project as a whole. Starting off, of course, with our L'Oreal Glam Bronze Trio in Blonde Harmony. I should know that by now. This guy, very slowly but surely, the pan is starting to appear on the blush side, even though I'm also trying to focus here. It doesn't really seem to be moving much there, but I guess once I keep moving like this, I will have to get there at some point. And then we have a very bronzy blush topper. So yeah, the pan has expanded a little bit again. Nothing too crazy. I've used this one 15 times over the last month because I was also using some blushes that already had so much like shimmer and shine in them that it didn't really make sense for me to use this as a blush topper, like just for the sake of actually using this guy. So 15 uses in total. This one has been in here from the very start of the year, and I just wanted to see how much progress I could make on this one. Well, this is the amount of progress I managed to make on this one by using it 258 times. And there still is so much more product in here. I'm gonna have to use this every single day for the next year as well, and then maybe it will be done by the end of 22. Well, let's see. I'm still very happy with the amount of progress I managed to make on this one though. The amount of uses really shows some dedication, and well, it's just an interesting project to try and see like how long certain products take, and some products just take forever. It's not a product that I would repurchase, but I also don't hate using it. Do I need blush toppers? Not really. And like the thing where there's 3 different things in one pan, I've learned that that is not something I'm really interested in, but it still works for me and it's completely fine to be using. So yeah, I'm gonna try and see how long it's actually gonna take me to finish that thing completely. Anyway, moving on to the next product. This one has been in for a little while as well, and it didn't really have my focus for a good bit of the year, but the last couple of months I've been fully focusing on this one, and this is the MAC Lipgelee that I'm working on. I have made some nice progress on it again, which you will be able to see in the close-up, and I feel like I'm about, like I want to say at the halfway point, but that is kind of when I look at the length of it. Of course, there is a lot more product in the bottom than there is at the top, so it's going to start moving a little bit more slowly, and I do have another lip gloss that I'm going to be focusing on, so I don't know whether there will be loads of progress on this in the first like half of the year, but I do want to finish this one off in 2022, so let's see how that's going to go. But I already made a nice little head start on that this year, so yeah, let's see how that goes. I'm happy enough with the progress that I managed to make towards the end still, so that's all good. And then the disappointment of this project is the Rimmel Apocalips Lip Lacquer in Stellar. I've used this one since it's been in the project, which probably was for at least like 6 months or so, if not more. I've used it a total of 2 times, which is amazing, right? Yeah, no, I'm okay with that. I've been like very focused on my other lip lacquer from Rimmel, the pink one, and this one just kind of had to take a back seat, which happens. I don't think I'm gonna like full on dive into a lip lacquer next year. I think I need a break from lip lacquers and actually work on something where I can see the progress a little bit more. But they might still roll into the 10 uses side of things or something like that. So let's see, 10 uses I can do. Then the eyeliner eye pencil that I've been working on. This is a Smokey Eyes pencil from Etos. It's also been in here for a good few months. And it's gotten a little bit smaller. Like, it's nice enough to see that there has been some nice progress on this one over the last couple of months, but it's also kind of disheartening to think how long it's going to take me to actually get through this whole thing, since I've been working on it almost every day since it's been in here, I'm pretty sure. Over the last month I've used this an additional, how many times? 22, which brought me to a total of 127 uses. So the progress that you see in the close-up right now is 127 uses in total. Yeah, these chunky these chunky eye pencils are gonna be around for another good few years, because this is not the only one that I have, as you guys know. Yeah, that's fine. One that I know is probably gonna be able to be finished in 22 though is this MAC lipstick in Nicki. I've been using this as a cream blush mainly, as you guys know, and this is what is still left of that guy. I think I'm like definitely halfway through at this point, and since I'm using it as a cream blush, of course, it's moving a little bit more slowly, but that is still fine. I've used this another 20 times over the last month, and that brought me to a total of 107 uses. So I guess 3 to 4 more months and then this should be done, maybe. Let's see. It did roll into my roulette pan collab project, so at least over the next couple of weeks I will still be tracking it, and then I'm gonna have to find another project to track it in. So let's see how that's gonna go. Then moving on to the 10 uses products, and I know for a lot of these I said I was probably not gonna hit the 10 uses. So let's take a look at how I have actually done. Starting on with off with the one that's been in here the longest is the Etude House Lip Stain. And this one I have used another 5 times, which brought me to a total of 10. I've been using it only once or twice over the last couple of months, like every single time, because I was focusing on that pink lip lacquer already, but I was like, you know what, it's only 5 uses, I'm just gonna do it. So I think most of the time when I was working, I would maybe apply the lip lacquer in the morning, and then once I had lunch and I kind of wanted to refresh my lipstick, I put on this one, and I did that 5 times and I hit the 10 uses. So I'm pretty excited that I still managed to hit the 10 uses on this guy, because it's been in this category for a little while. The same goes for the shade in the Urban Decay Shadow Box, Moonshadow. Also that one has been around for a good little while as well. Now I happen to be working on a blue eyeshadow in my Panda palette, and I thought I can use this a few times together with that blue. It works with the blue, so why not just use it a few times? And I used it an additional 6 times, which brought me to a total of 10 uses on this one. So I'm excited to see that there is the tiniest bit of a dip starting to form in there. The dark blue is definitely going to be one of the harder shades in this palette for me to work on, if not the hardest. I know the black is definitely a hard shade to get through, but it's not a hard one for me to work on, because I know I will use that as an eyeliner at the very least. So it might be moving slow, but at least I will be using it. Apart from that, I do think the dark blue is the one that I would be gravitating towards the least. So happy to at least have 10 uses done on that guy. Then we move to Organza, which I used once before. This is in the Osa Special palette, and it's the shimmery, pinkish shades right here. And that one, I was actually able to use in my inner corner a few times, and because I knew the white was going to be done before the finale, I decided to just go for it and use it the additional 9 times. So I've used this 9 times in my inner corner, and also managed to hit the 10 uses on this one. And it's really nice to see that there definitely is a little dip starting to form in this one as well. So I'm curious to see how much longer it's going to take me to actually hit pan on that one. So that's product number 3 with the 10 uses hit on it. Then we had this little sleek palette, and in here I rolled in 2 blushes a couple of months ago. One of them rolled out last time, and I still had Guipure, which is kind of the NARS Albatross lookalike, or the Rose Gold dupe that is also a sleek blush, which I also have. And for this one as well, I was like, you know what, 9 uses is not that much. I'm just gonna use it 9 times. And I did. I used it once before, another 9 uses on it, and that brought me to a total of 10 uses on this one too. So yes, very exciting updates for this side. But then we had the Apocalips lip lacquer right here. This one is in Across the Universe, and it is a dark red shade. I knew I said like I might use it a few times around Christmas time, but I don't really see myself using this too much. Well, actually, also with this one, I was like, you know what? I feel like working on some new things. I feel like doing some other things. It's only 10 uses. It might take away from my apocalyptic lip lacquer a little bit, but I knew at that point I was not going to finish it before the end of the year. So I decided to play around a little bit as well. And I've used this 10 uses. Yeah, 10 times. It rolled in last month, and I've used it 10 times, today being the very last time, and it's actually the first, so technically I would have still had 4 more days to use this one, but I didn't need it. Yes, I'm very excited about that. Like, on all my 10 uses products, I've hit my goals towards the end, because I just felt like playing around a little bit towards the end of the year, yeah, so I did. And I actually really like this shade on me, depending on what I'm wearing with. Of course, wearing a red with whatever eyeshadow you're wearing is not always the easiest combination, but I made it work. So yeah, 10 uses on this guy. Of course, I'm not going to be rolling in anything new, because it is a finale, and I did already film my intro for next year, so that one will be going up somewhere as well. I still have to figure out when my uploads are going to come out, because this time of the year is always a bit crammed with finales and intros and everything at the same time. Oh, I forgot to actually mention, this one I used an additional 22 times over the last month, which brought me to a total of 88 uses. So looking at this, definitely if I focus on this for a good few months, I should be able to finish this one in 22 uses as well. Anyway, yeah, so those were the 10 products I was working on. So I did finish up, or I did hit my 10 uses, another 5. And that actually brought me to a total of 26 products that I've hit the 10 uses on this year, which is not too bad. Some of them actually rolled in twice. But still, I'm happy enough with 26 products that I've hit my 10 uses on. Then for the other side of this project, I did actually hit my goal on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 products over the last year. Not an amazing amount, but as you guys saw, there were some pretty difficult products in here, and I've been definitely putting in the effort for most of them. Although like the rest of this year already, I finished off the L'Oreal True Match powder kind of all the way towards the start. I'm pretty sure that one was already pretty close to being done when I rolled it in, because I did finish up another powder this year as well. Then I had the Catrice Made to Stay Eye Hole in Calm Black and Stay, which I did finish up as well. I had the Decay Vice palette. I had the framed shade, which I wanted to hit pan in, which I did after 24 uses. I had the Pupa Baroque blush, which you guys know I've been working on for a good bit of this year as well, trying to hit pan. And I did that, and then it crumbled away, and I had to repress it, and the pan is gone now, but I did hit pan. And then I had the Hey Mac Kohl pencil, the white one, that I did finish up this year too. And that's it. I thought there was another one. No, that was 5 already. So yeah, I did finish off 2 eyeliners in this project, which is very exciting because I don't really finish off eyeliners very often. As you guys know, that does leave me with just the chubby eye pencils that I still have left, which are going to take me forever for sure. But that's fine. So I finished off or hit goal on 5 products, and I hit the 10 uses on 26 this year. Not too bad. And I'm excited to start to do this all over again next year. So definitely stay tuned for that intro if it hasn't gone up already, which may have happened as well. I don't know. Yeah. Thank you guys very much for watching, and I hope to see you in one of my next videos. Bye bye.